This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. In this Azure Databricks Master Program, so in today's session, we are going to get started with Azure Databricks. Okay, this is the introduction to Azure Databricks. So in this particular session, we are going to learn what is big data. Okay, so because what happens is when you are like analyzing the client, so what happens as a architect, you also need to go to the client before you submit your SOW and all those things, right? So to get the projects, what people will do, will have a business analyst and client side people, and architect also will be there. So as the architect, what you need to do, you need to analyze all the things. So first thing that you need to understand is what is big data. Okay, next we need to understand how this big data is generated. So in the same way, from the client side, you need to understand how client is getting this particular data. Okay, so when you are analyzing how much data is getting, in which format is getting this data, okay, what is the velocity of this particular data, all those things we are going to understand. Okay, so that is nothing but a big data key concepts. Big data key concepts means, so there are three concepts. One is volume, velocity, and variety. What is volume? Volume is nothing but how much data you are getting, whether you are getting a like just KB of data or GB of data, terabytes, or what is the number of records, how many tables are going to update, how many files are going to update. So those all things you need to understand. That is nothing but a volume. Next we are going for the velocity. So you understood that you are going to get some 10 GB of data, but this 10 GB of data you are getting every hour, or you are getting every day, or you are getting every week. So that particular timing you need to, how frequently data you are getting, that you need to understand. The third point that you need to understand is what type of data you are getting in this. So if it is a RDBMS table, ultimately it's a structured data. If it is some file, so it may be a structured data or semi-structured data. If it is some binary file, maybe it's a completely unstructured data, maybe video file or audio file, isn't it? So we need to understand these three things before you analyze any project. Okay, so those things we will discuss. Then what is big data analytics? So what is big data analytics? How this particular big data analytics will helpful for the clients? We are going to discuss this particular topic as well. Next, we are going to talk about advantages of doing this big data analytics. What is the advantage of doing this kind of a analytics on the data? So we're going to talk about those things. Then we are going to talk about who is using this big data analytics. Who is using big data analytics? What all domains are interested to do this particular analytics? Then we will talk about early framework in big data analytics. So what are the early frameworks before Azure Databricks comes? So what are the other things we have to do this kind of analytics? Now we are going to talk about what is Azure Databricks. Then we will talk about what is Azure Databricks. So how Azure Databricks will be helpful for the analytics compared with the early frameworks or whatever services tools which we have in a earlier. Okay, now we have Azure Databricks. So if you compare with the old tools and services, what are the extra benefits that you are going to get it from the Azure Databricks? We are going to talk about. So these are the things we are going to talk about today, friends. Okay. So yeah, let's start with what is big data. You see, big data is a field that treats ways to analyze, systematically extract information from. So what it means is, what you're doing, you are analyzing the data. Why you need to analyze the data? Example, let's say example, user is saying he is not able to add you into the, let's say I uploaded some video recorded session, I uploaded in YouTube, and I am not able to add you, like I am not able to share this particular video with you. So you, like, now I'm going to report to the YouTube, or I'm going to report to the Google. So Google is going to analyze this particular problem. How they are going to analyze this particular problem? They are going to take all the logs. They're going to just, maybe they will replicate the issue. They will try to share with somebody, and they will try to understand. Okay, so when they try to analyze this particular data, when they try to analyze this particular data, so first step is they are going to replicate this. Replicate means they also will try to share video with their colleagues or something. If the issue really exists, then they will just collect the logs for that particular activity. when you are uploading a video, so some logs will be generated. Those are application logs. Okay, so those application logs will contain what exactly the issue, some kind of a clue you will get it from the logs. From the logs, they will just take all those log data and they are going to apply some analysis. They are just going to understand from that message what went wrong, whether the like video size is big or video format is not supported. So what kind of issue we have. So all those things we are going to analyze from the logs. So logs is nothing but again a data. From that particular data we are analyzing, and once we analyze, so are you going to take all the logs for understanding the problem? No, systematically we need to extract the information that is required for you to understand the problem. Whatever data is required, only that particular data you are going to extract from entire logs. That is nothing but a systematically we are going to extract the data to understand, to analyze the problem. Okay, so you can say that is one definition. You can call it as a big data. Other definition is, or otherwise, deal with big data sets that too large or complex. Okay, so otherwise deal with the data sets that are too large or complex. So you have a like terabytes of data, so you want to do some kind of analysis. Let's say you have last 4 years of data. Ultimately what you need to understand, in since last 4 years, which month I got highest profits. So what you need to do, you need to analyze last 4 years of data. It's a too large data set, isn't it? So if you're trying to analyze 4 years of data, let's consider just a 10 GB of data per month. Okay, next so 12 months means 120 GB, so 4 years means 480 GB. So it's a big data set that you are going to analyze to understand which month you got the highest profits. Okay, so I hope you got what is big data. Okay, now you see, so different data you will have, friends. Data you want to implement is, first one, you try to understand live data. Okay, what is live data? Example, let's say I'm giving the training, suddenly my system is shut down. Okay, so live, you are able to understand immediately what went wrong. Okay, so live data means want to know when something is not working. So if the system is shut down suddenly, so I will come to know immediately. That is nothing but a live data processing. Now let's say you are maybe, what happens, maybe you'll go to ATM and you will try to withdraw some amount, right? So suddenly like ATM is not working, so you will come to know, okay, it is not working. So how? Because it is like even bank people come to know that, okay, this particular ATM is not working, and in this particular ATM like money is not there. So all those things they will come to know with the help of some internal automation. Okay, but all this internal automation, what it will do, it will just keep on sending the live data. Okay, next, let's say you are going to get some data from the sensors. So what sensors will do, sensors will keep on sending some information whenever some maybe temperature changes or whatever changes will come. So maybe sensors is going to send some kind of a data. So when you are not receiving the data, then you will understand that, okay, this sensor is not working. Okay, that is the live data. So live data means data you are going to keep getting, friends. Okay, now historical data, you are also going to analyze your historical data. Historical data means, let's say your laptop is suddenly shut down or whatever happened. Okay, maybe your server is shut down. Now what you need to understand, that is the live data. If you understood immediately, that is the live data. Historical data means, now I want to analyze this problem. How you are going to analyze this, is this the first time I received this issue, or this issue is there since maybe 1 month or 1 year? How you will analyze? You need to extract maybe last 1 year data, and you need to check, okay, how many times this particular server shutdown issue repeated. Okay, so that is nothing but historical data. With the help of historical data, we are going to understand, okay, when it was working, when it is not working, isn't it? See, so historical data means want to keep logs of when something has and has not been working, when it is working, when it is not working. If you want to understand, you need to analyze the historical data. Next, you understood, okay, this is not working every week, maybe on every Sunday it is not working. Okay, now how you understood every Sunday it is not working? because you analyzed your historical data. Okay, you analyzed your historical data. That is nothing but a analytical data. So analytical data means you just look at the last 10 years or last 1 year data. Okay, last 1 year data means it's a historical data, and you just extract the information that is required or that is relevant to your problem, and you analyze. That is nothing but a analytical data. So analytical data means I'm going to just extract the data which is required for my problem, and I'm going to analyze this particular data. Okay, so let's say examples I will give you so that it will be more helpful for you. So what happens is, one of my project, we were using some scheduler called Apache Airflow, and it is like shutting down every 2 days. So we were not able to understand why it is shutting down. Okay, because we have installed Apache Airflow. It's just a schedule, friends. Okay, you just understand like a computer. Okay, just understand like a computer. This computer is shutting down automatically every 2 days. So now what you need to understand is, okay, you got some information, it is shut down now. Okay, system is shut down now also. That is nothing but live data. So you got some problem. Okay, that is the live data. With the help of immediate data, you are able to understand this is the problem. Now you want to understand how frequently this is happening, all those things. So what I have done is, last 1 year, like 1 month data, I just pasted it, and I'm just looking for the error. Okay, how frequently it is happening. So I just fetched the historical data for analysis. That is nothing but historical data, last 1 month data, maybe 1 year data. Now in this last 1 month data, what I have done is I just verified, okay, why this problem is coming. So I see like every 2 days this problem is coming. Every 2 days this problem is coming. So I need to analyze why this problem is coming. So what I have done, so I just verified what is the problem. Then when I have verified some disk issue, what is happening, we are trying to write all my application logs to the my computer. That is nothing, my virtual machine, because we were using the virtual machine. So when we write all these logs to the virtual machine, so when the disk size is full, system will automatically, it will shut down, right? So that's how the problem is coming every day. Okay, so that is the problem. Now, okay, that is the analytical data. Analytical data means I understood, okay, every 2 days this problem is coming. That is the analysis I have done from the historical data. From historical data, I just took all the data and I have done some kind of analysis. My analytical data is nothing but I just included, I just understood the problem. Okay, this is the issue which is coming because we are writing logs. Okay, we are writing the logs. Whenever disk is full, we are getting this problem. Okay, that is what you are going to understand. Want to understand why something is not working. I understood now why this is not working, because I am writing my logs to the my VM, and VM disk is going to be full. So that's why I'm getting this problem. That is nothing but a analytical data. So you are going to understand the problem now. So are you going to fix it or not? That is up to you. Okay, if you are going to fix it, that is nothing but a data for change. Data for change means you are going to change how it is working. So what I'm going to do now, instead of writing the data to the disk, oh sorry, we were writing the data to the disk, but what we were doing is we have written a small automation script. That automation script, what it will do, every, like, except today logs, all other logs, it is going to archive it. It is going to archive it, first thing. Second thing is, the logs which are older than 30 days, it is going to delete it. That's how we were managing the logs. That's how we were managing the logs. Okay, you understood. So you need to make such type of changes based on the customer need, based on your project requirement. You need to make the changes to your system. Okay, how something is working now, you need to change that particular flow. Okay, that is what we have done. Next, if you're not fixing this, if you're not going to fix it, you are going to predict the problem. Okay, you understood that every 2 days you are getting this problem. You also know that why this problem is coming. So if you somehow you just cleared some days, and you restarted this particular VM. Now what happens, this will start again working, and again after 2 days you will get this problem, because that is nothing but predictive data. You are going to predict these things. How you are going to predict it? How you are going to predict it? Because You already understood that this problem is coming every 2 days because of the logs. So if you look at the logs that you are going to generate every day, you will come to know the next time when it will stop working. Okay, how many of you clear, friends, all these points? Live data means you will just get to know when something is not working. Historical data means you will come to know both. Okay, when this is working, when this is not working. Okay, 2 days it is working, 1 day it is not working. So something. Analytical data means, okay, you understood every 2 days this problem is coming. Why this problem is coming? Okay, you are writing logs, so because of that disk is full, that's why you're getting the problem. So if you're not fixing the issue, again maybe next to 2 days you will get the issue. That is nothing but a predictive data. Let's go for the data for change. Data for change means now I need to fix it somehow, otherwise I will get this problem again. So I'm going to fix this particular problem. Okay, clear?
Yeah, clear.
Clear, friend?
Yeah, it's clear, Madhya. Thank you.
Prasanna is clear. Rest of the people, everybody's clear, friends. Can you confirm in this particular slide any questions?
Clear, Malaya.
Okay.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, good.
Thank you. Thank you. Arish, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm clear.
Yeah. So please feel free to let me know, friends, if you're not able to understand, because it should be a discussion. It's not a like one-on-one. It should be like you need to be very interactive so that I can just share more things. So if you're not clear, I will try to give more examples. It will be helpful for you. Okay. Yeah, so how big data is generated? So we will see all the sources that will produce the big data, but we know already many things. Just I will give you few more things. But whatever I included in the slides, don't limit your thinking to only the things that I have included in the slides. Just think that so there are many other sources that are going to generate a big data. Okay, but I will just give you few things so that you will have some idea. Okay, so big data. So first you will get from the transactions. Transactions means what? So transaction means example. So you are making a payment to me, or you are purchasing something. Okay, you are booking a flight ticket, you are booking a train ticket. Whatever you do, that is a transaction. When you make a payment, so that transaction details will be stored in a that bank server, bank storage system, isn't it? In the same way, if you book a flight ticket, so that relevant flight company server, the data will be stored. If you purchase some product, so this particular data will be stored in the that particular company servers, isn't it? So data will be stored. So this is how you're going to get. So just imagine we are every month we are going to get a salary. So for each employee, one transaction data they need to store. After once you receive a salary, so this particular salary you are going to distribute to multiple people. So maybe for purchasing orders, maybe your debts, and for family or whatever you are going to spend, everything is a transaction. All this data is going to store it in a system, but doesn't matter in which bank it is storing. Based on the banks, based on the like suppose you have an account in SBI, then like transaction data will be stored in a SBI servers. So but ultimately data you are going to get it from the transactions. This is the one way to get the data. Where it is storing, that is the like privacy, isn't it? Next, we are going to talk about scientific data. Scientific data means, let's say now COVID-19 research is happening. Okay, maybe not only that, not only COVID-19 research, like COVID-19 vaccine research, but you can just think of like now everybody is trying to reach to the moon, and they're doing, a lot of people are doing the scientific research, isn't it? So all the data, so medical research or defense research, whatever research, so all that research information, what they will do, they will just try to take a lot of statistic data. So in example I will give you. So now you want to understand what is the optimized way to run my job on cluster. So what is the cluster size? So most of the time we know, we will just predict, but what we wanted to do, we need to produce these particular statistics to the client, saying that we have ran like different sizes of data on this cluster. So these are the performance metrics. Example, I have 1 GB of data. I just ran 1 GB of data on a 2 node cluster, 3 node cluster, 4 node cluster, meaning 4 computers, 5 computers, 6 computers. So what is the like performance level? How quickly you are finishing the job? All those statistics you need to note down and you need to produce to the client. In the same way, in scientific data, they are going to do a lot of research. They are going to collect all the metrics. Whatever they do, they are going to take the metrics, all this metric information, they're going to store it. So this is the another way to get the data. Next, you have a sensor data. Sensor data means, see example, I want to understand weather. Okay, so how you are going to understand the, let's say, so every mobile nowadays we are going to get a, so what is the current temperature in your area? Sorry, what is the current temperature in your area, isn't it? So all those things we will get it. Whether it is going to rain or not, at least we will get some idea. So all this information we are going to get to our mobile with the help of sensors, because we will have a sensors in our mobile. So those sensors will give you this result. So this sensor data also we are going to collect it and we are going to store it somewhere. Okay, so example, what government will do, like now you see, many people will go to underground and they will take a lot of petrol and other things from the underground, right? So these people are going to work very hard and they are going to put their life in a risk actually. To save their life, to reduce the risk, what we are going to do, we are going to put some sensors and we will try to understand how the weather changes. Okay, so with the help of this sensor, so whatever data we are going to collect, this weather change data, all this data also we are going to store. This is the third way to get the big data. Next, we have a social media data. Social media means, let's say let just imagine I am uploading one video. How many people we have? How many people may upload videos? I have a YouTube channel. I have a website. So there are a lot of things. Many people will ping to me in WhatsApp every day, so I will just reply to them every day. So how much data I'm going to get it in my WhatsApp? So maybe I will, if you look at the Facebook, many people will post their like whatever new pics, whatever they do, they'll just share it in a Facebook. So all this data, again, a big data. Okay, we are going to get that particular data. Next, you see enterprise data. So enterprise data means, like let's say big companies, what big companies will do, maybe let's say they want to share their market. Okay, let's see, nowadays many companies, they are not able to survive alone, so they are just calling the merging. Okay, many companies are merging nowadays. Okay, what they will do, they will just share enterprise data. Okay, how many clients we have, how many clients I have, so how many employees we have, so how much profits you are getting, so all those things. So enterprise level discussion, so all the data also they're going to store it. Okay, all company employees information, their salaries information, all this data also going to generate a big data. Okay, so they are going to, let's say, whenever, I don't want to call this name, but I'm just telling you, so whenever they want to do some kind of a layoff, how they are going to do, they're going to understand, okay, so how many people are in the old technology, how many people are new technology. Okay, out of this old technology people, so I just want to understand who is having a highest salary. So they just try to understand who is having highest salary, they will try to cut off them, right? So all this analysis, if they want to do, again, they need a all the organization enterprise data. Public data means, let's say you just go to any blog and you just give any reply or comment. So all that is the big public data. Even if you go to like YouTube, that will come under social media. But if you go to any website, any blog, in a blog you can just give your comment, right? So even let's say Quora, so you can just write whatever you want to write. So if you know some answer for a particular question, you can write, you can feel free to write the answer for that particular question. That is nothing but a public data. Okay, next we have travel data. So there are different sources which are going to generate the big data. These are the some of the sources that will generate the big data. Okay, is it clear to all of you?
Yes, Malaya.
Okay, thank you. Let me just move on. Okay, big data key concepts. This is very important. If you are if you have 10 plus years of experience, it is very important, friends, for you, because this is what you need to ask your client, or this is what you need to focus whenever you are analyzing any project. Whenever you see, let's say ultimately based on the architect, project will go to the delivery or it will fail to deliver. Okay, because ultimately architect has to design a proper architecture. He need to understand each service limitations. He need to understand the performance that he can get it from the uh, different key concepts around the big data. If you understand, then only can able to do a proper architecture design. Okay, so first one of the key concept is we need to understand, that is the data volume. Okay, data volume. Next one is data velocity. Okay, data volume, data velocity. Then he need to understand something called data variety. Okay, these three concepts we need to understand. First is data volume. So volume provides amount of data and form of data. Okay, volume provides amount of data and form of data. So whether see, amount of data means whether you are going to get a terabytes or just a like petabytes or terabytes or GB or MB or just a KB. So how much data you are going to get it? Next, form of data. Is it a file? Is it a table? Okay, that also you need to understand. See here. Okay, so terabytes, how much data we are going to get? So this data, is it in a records or transactions or tables or files? So you are going to understand all these things. If it is a records is nothing but it's a table. Okay, transactions or something, maybe transactions also you can store it in a table, but you, if you want to write it to the file also have a those transactions. So we need to understand two things from the data volume. So whenever you go and try to understand project, you need to understand data volume. Okay, so that's why one of the interview question that frequently people will ask in real time is, not real time, even when you attend for Databricks or Azure Data Factory interviews, people will ask what is your historical data and how much data you are processing daily. Okay, volume of data they are going to ask every interview. In every interview, most of the people will try to ask this particular question. Let's try to understand. This is very important. Okay. Next, data velocity. Velocity provides the time at which the data is collected and analyzed. Okay, at what time this? Oh shit, sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So velocity provides the time at which data is collected and analyzed. Maybe sometimes what happens, uh, whoever is working right on already in this big data Spark, you already know. So client will tell, okay, this particular table is going to update every week. This table is going to update every month, every day. Some of the tables are going to update every month. Some of the tables are going to update every hour. Okay, because I worked for a companies where the data is going to update for every hour, every 5 minutes, every day, every week, every month, every quarter. Okay, so you need to understand how frequently data is going to update. Okay, how frequently you are going to analyze new data, how frequently you are going to get the new data. So that is nothing but as you need to understand near time, real time, streams, batches. Near time means, let's say you just collect the data, just wait for 5 minutes and you process it. Real time means just get the data immediately process, don't wait even for 1 minute. Okay. Stream means processing this real-time data. Whatever data comes, if you're processing immediately, that is nothing but streams. As comes, you are going to process immediately. Batch means whatever data comes, you are going to collect. That is nothing but a batch. Batch is nothing but a collect the data, then you process it. Stream means receive the data, process it and load it. But batch means first receive it, then you collect the data for 1 hour or like 24 hours, that is nothing but one day, and then you process and load it. In batch you'll have 4 steps. Receive. Once you receive, don't do anything, just collect it. Whatever data you are receiving, just collect it, then process, load it. In stream, what happens? You are not like collecting, receive it, processing. So because you are not even waiting for 1 minute, that's why I'm just saying there is no collection here. Whatever data comes, immediately you process it and load it. Okay, this is what you need to understand, how frequently this data is going to update or new data will come. Next, we need to understand data variety. Variety provides the type of data collected. The type of data collected. So what type of data we are going to get it here? So example, you see structured data, we have a semi-structured data, unstructured data. Sometimes we will get a mixed data. So like some part will be, it looks like structure, some part will look like a semi-structure. Okay, so that kind of data also may come. So what we do, we basically try to apply some kind of a logics to extract the data and shape it into a proper structure. Okay, but we also need to understand data variety. These 3 key concepts are very, very important: data volume, data velocity, data variety. Okay, any questions in this particular slide, friends? Any questions in this particular slide?
No, Malaya. All
Yes.
clear.
Okay,
What's the difference between real time and streams?
that's what I mentioned. So real-time stream, there is no difference. Real-time means whatever data comes, immediately processing. That is called a real-time data processing. That is nothing
Okay.
but a stream processing. Both are same.
Okay.
But
So it's similar.
near time means maybe
Near
you are
time I
not
understood.
processing. Yeah.
Near
So
time I understood. Real time and streams. Why you have 2 separate sections?
yes. There is no difference between real-time and stream, Arjun.
Oh, okay.
Clear?
Okay. Fine.
Just I mentioned your stream because people, if somebody says stream processing, you should not confuse. That's why I mentioned streams as well. Stream and real time is both same.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. Let me just move on to the next slide. That is big data analytics and advantages. You see the advantages of, so now we understood, okay, what is big data, how this big data is generating. Then we understood the key concepts about this big data. Now we need to understand what is the advantages of collecting this much data. Why we need this much data? You are saying, okay, I just collected this, like how every hour my data is updating or changing, I'm getting new data. But why you need to collect this new data? What all things you're going to do with this data, we are going to understand in this particular slide. See, big data analytics examines large amount of data to uncover hidden patterns and correlations and other insights. Okay, so in high level, I will just mention in high level, but in detail we'll discuss later. See, uncover hidden patterns. What it means? Example, your server is shutting down every 2 days, but do you know that it is shutting down every 2 days? Until unless you analyze, until unless you just collect all 1 month data and look at all the data. Okay, until unless you analyze that entire 1 month data or 1 year data, you will not come to know this problem is happening every 2 days. You will just think that, okay, it is like shut it, this system is not working now. Okay, so there is some issue, you will just quick fix it. Okay, you will do some work around or you fix it something to work. But you need to, if you want to understand what is the reason behind this, why this is happening, to understand hidden patterns and what is the correlations and other insights, what we need to do is we need to analyze, we need to examine this particular big data that we have collected, Okay, next. With today technology, it's possible to analyze your data and get answers from it almost immediately. Okay, almost immediately. So one more problem I will tell you. So let's say if you have a online purchasing website, like in India we have Flipkart, Amazon, and all these things, right? So in other countries also you'll have some related websites. Now, if some like you are trying to click on some item, but that particular item is not able to place, you are not able to place that particular item. So then what is the problem here? If the problem is not identified immediately, what is the problem for the business? Business is going to get the loss ultimately, because at least if the system would have worked, you might have received at least 10 orders, but those 10 orders you missed it now because your system is not working. Okay, now you also, when you came to know that okay it is not working, you also need to understand, okay, is this the problem came earlier? Okay, how you will identify these things is with the help of again logs. Logs are very important, friends. Okay, log data is very important, because why I am every time I'm mentioning logs, because whatever you do, I'm just going to focus on the logs only. It will be easy for you to understand. Okay, but we have other things. Example, whatever I worked financial domain. If you look at the financial domain, in financial domain, you want to understand you are like a bank, multiple people, bank is receiving the EMI from the multiple people. So suddenly few people stopped paying the EMI. So how you will understand? It's not a one or two people to see, okay, in Excel every day I will note down, okay, this person paid, this person paid. There are like lakhs of people who has accounts and who are making the EMI payments. So how you are going to understand who stopped paying since maybe last 1 year, last 6 months? Okay, you need to like reach out to them again. You need to understand their problem. If they stop paying EMI, at least you need to, you try to take how much amount you can able to collect from them. You need to collect that much amount from them. How you need to do that is, first you need to understand who all is not paying the loan, and once you understand those people, you need to just call to them. Maybe you can forward this list to the call center people will call to them and they'll try to understand the problem. If they are not able to fix it, if they are not, like if the people are saying, okay, I lost the job, I'm not able to pay EMI, maybe my family condition, my health problem, or whatever they say. So based on that, what you are going to do is, based on that, what you are going to do is sorry, I got the call. Yeah, so now data center people will call to the customer. So customer say is problem, then they like call center person is going to negotiate with him. Okay, at least will you, so you are usually paying 10K per month, so will you be make at least 5K per month? Will you be able to make 2K per month at least? Because somehow bank should get this particular amount. So how they will identify these hidden patterns? How they will understand the problems that are getting, whatever problems they have currently, how they will analyze this? They need to again understand, they need to analyze all this data. Okay, in the same way, I also work for retail domain, where you just see some of the products are about to expire, what you need to do, if the product is expired, you cannot simply dump them to somewhere. Again, when you are dumping them somewhere, you need to use some other chemicals to without causing any effect, right? So for that, what you need to do, you need to again spend some extra amount to use some chemicals to decompose all those, like dump these things somewhere, right? So but what you need to understand here, in retail also, what one of the use case, see, in every, like I cannot cover all the use cases in one time, so just I'm giving one use case in all the domain. In retail now, they will try to understand all the expiry products. They will tell, okay, if you purchase one more I will give the gift, like one by one, purchase one, you pay for one, buy one get two, something, you will get those offers, right? What are those are the products which are going to expire. If they are not going to sell it somehow to the customers, they need to dump them and they need to spend some extra amount to dump those things somewhere. Understood? So all those things we are going to get it from. That's why in year end, all those things we will get some offers. What those offers? All the products which are not sold as per the plan, as per the schedule, as per their expectation, they are going to sell it for the less price, because somehow they need to sell it within this year. Okay, next. Yeah, so as I mentioned, right, so such type of analysis we need to do. So for doing that, what happens is, with today technology, we are able to understand, we are able to analyze this data, we are able to understand the problems immediately, because we have a services which can process, which can do the analytics immediately. Like a Spark, it's a in memory, but we will talk about those things in detail. But ultimately, Spark is going to process data very quickly compared to all other traditional services that we have, like MapReduce and other things, right? So that's why what I'm saying is, you can use the today technology to analyze your data. Once you analyze your data, you can able to answer for the problems, whatever problems you have. Let's say you understood, okay, these are the products which are going to expire. You can immediately start putting some kind of a discounts. Maybe you will say buy one get two, some other offers. Even if the person is not making the payment, so you're going to reach out to them. At least you will start receiving how much you can able to get it from them, because if the situation is worse, you will not get anything from him. So before the situation goes to the very worst, what you need to do is, you need to take how much amount you can able to collect, you need to collect from the customer. So all these things, if you want to do, you need to analyze data quickly, and you need to find out the solutions. Okay, you need to give the answers for those questions immediately. You see, with today's technology, it's possible to analyze your data and get answers from it almost immediately. We are going to get the answers. An effort that's slower and less efficient with more traditional business intelligence solutions. If you go with like previous services which we have, it is very slower. Okay, we have a MapReduce, it is very slow. We will talk about those things, but it's very slow. It's not suitable for real-time data processing. If you want to process data immediately, it's not possible by using MapReduce. That's why we have a Spark. Okay, next. Cost reduction. See, okay, I want answers immediately. For that, I cannot spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees, right? So I also need to focus on my cost. So cost reduction, right? So with respect to the cost, big data technologies such as Hadoop and the cloud-based analytics bring significant cost advantages when it comes to storing large amount of data. Plus, they can identify more efficient ways of doing business. See, now everything is a cloud based. So cloud means it doesn't matter how much data you're going to get daily, how frequently you are going to get the data doesn't matter. Okay, so on the fly, let's say I want to process data within next 1 hour, so immediately uh, you can just provision some Databricks cluster or whatever, and you can submit your code. It will process your data within your next 1 hour. Okay, next, you are getting some terabytes of data, so you have not expected. Let's say what happens, you have posted one video in YouTube, so that video got popular. Now many people will start using this, like watching this particular video, right? So then what happens, the number of views, the number of people who commented, this data is going to be very huge. Okay, this is the example I'm giving. Okay, so in the same way, what happens is, maybe you have given like let's say retail website, you have provided a 50% discount on a particular product. Whatever products we have, all those products will be sold on same day. Okay, on same day all these products are going to sold. So now what happens is, you are going to get a lot of data. Okay, there is these many sales are happened, so will you be able to store all this data? Yes, with a cloud based storages, you can able to store how much data you have, that much data you can able to store without any worry, because all the storages, like we have a storages like data lake storage gen 1 gen 2, these are a unlimited data storages. You don't need to worry about how much data you are going to get daily. So you did not expect that, you did not expected that this product will get popularity and this product will be sold completely, right? So but somehow you have sold all these particular products in same day, you got lot of records. So will you be able to store all these records in your storage? Yes, because you can store as much data as you can in a cloud based storages. If it is on-premise storage, let's say if I have one hard disk which has 1 TB, so suddenly I got a lot of data. So if I store it in my hard disk, again I need to purchase a new hard disk. Again I need to place a order. They are going to send it to me. Again I need to connect, configure. All those things will take some time. But in a cloud, within a minutes, you can able to, even you don't need to provision new storage, right? Because in the same storage, you can store how much data you want to store. That is nothing but a cost reduction and efficient way to do the business. So you are not wasting time. You are immediately, without any worry, you are able to store how much data you have. And it is a very less cost, because whatever data you are storing in a cloud, that data will be charged very like very less cost, friends. It's very less cost, okay, compared to your on-premise storage systems. If you look at the cloud storages, those will take lot of very low cost, friends. Okay, next, faster, better decision making. With the speed of Hadoop and in-memory analytics, combined with the ability to analyze new source of data, businesses are able to analyze information immediately and make decisions based on what they have learned. Okay, now once you understood that, okay, this is the problem, you can immediately take the decision. Example, let's say you thought that, okay, I just put the 50% discount and people will purchase this particular product, but those people are not purchasing that particular product. What you need to do next? You need to understand this data immediately. How you will understand this particular data immediately? Because you need to get the live data. Once you get live data, maybe last 1 hour, whatever sales I have, that information I want to get it. Okay, when you look at the last 1 hour sales, you see there is no product sold from the product which you have offered for 50% discount. Okay, now what you will do? Okay, this is not the way to sell this particular product. What you'll do is you'll just put this particular product with another product attached. Okay, the product which is popular, you will say buy this product, you will get a in offer, you will get this particular product also, but they will increase the price for first product which is popular. Okay, now what you will think? Okay, this is costly, but I'm also going to get some gift. You will just get it. Understood? To give this kind of a better decision making, they need to process data immediately. Okay, next, new product and services. Okay, so based on the customer needs, you need to introduce the more products and services. If you look at many websites nowadays, okay, many websites, if you look at today, we are going to live chat. Live chat is available in almost all the websites. That is the new service that is provided by every website. Okay, that is a automation chatbot. Okay, what the chatbot will do, it will just try to, it has all question and answers, which are common question and answers it will have. So if you are just typing some question, it will take all the keywords from that question and it will look into the backend storage. Okay, so where all these keywords question is matching, so wherever the question is matching, that question related answer, it will just display to you. Okay, if it is not understood anything, it will tell you, the chatbot will tell you, please wait, my customer will reach out to you, something like that, isn't it? So that's how. So based on the need, what we need to do, we need to introduce the new products and services, friends. Okay, this is the big data analytics. So with less cost, I'm going to understand my business. If something is going wrong, so I'm going to take the better decision making I can able to do, and based on the customer needs, I can able to introduce the new products and services. So what is the advantages of all these things? Okay, see, big data analytics helps organizers utilize their data and use it to identify new opportunities. Okay, it will help you to identify the new opportunities. Examples, it leads to smarter business moves. Okay, base, if you understood the problem, then only you can find the solution for that. So that's how, once you understood what is the problem in your business, you are going to take the decision. But how quickly you can able to understand your problem here? Immediately, because you can store almost all your data, unlimited data, in cloud storage. You can process data immediately with the help of cloud services like Azure Databricks. More efficient operations. because you are more focusing on a business instead of focusing on a infrastructure. Let's say before I start the class, I have to think like, okay, so what points I need to add, okay, what images I need to add, like how can I make sure that everybody understood every point. So this is how I need to understand, this is how I need to think. I should not think like whether my system will work or not, will power will be there or not, internet will work or not. So all these things are the unnecessary for my business. This is a infrastructure, whether internet is good or not, power will be sufficient or not, laptop will work or not, all these are infra related. So those are not related to my business, so I should not think about infra. Instead of that, I need to more focus on a business, so that it will give the efficient way to do the operations. I can do the more efficient operations, higher profits. So if I focus on my business, so I can get the higher profits. Let's say if I try to cover all, like if I'm delivering proper training to you, you will refer your friends ultimately, isn't it? So that will be a profit to me. Okay. So that's how in every business, if they understood their problems, if they are taking better decision making on time, they can get the more profits instead of getting the losses. In the finally, we can make the customer happy. So if I deliver training properly, if everybody received proper training and everybody learned something, everybody will be happy. In the same way, customer is going to be happy ultimately after you doing all these things. Okay, clear in this particular slide, friends? Okay, this slide will talk about what is the advantages of data analytics. First advantage is you are going to understand the problem immediately. So once you understood the problem immediately, you are going to take the decision immediately. When you are taking decision, you can also think of cost. So cost, you don't need to think in cloud, because all cloud services are very cheap compared to your on-premise services. Okay, so as you are using again cloud, so here it's a like more you can focus on business instead of focusing on a infrastructure, so that you will get higher profits and finally customer will be happy. Clear? Is it clear to all of
Yes. Yes. Yes.
you? Okay, fine. Yeah, who is using big data analytics? Let's say, see, who is using big data analytics? Life science, banking, healthcare, retail, government, and manufacturing. I hope everybody know all these things, right? So banking, all bank services, healthcare, all hospital people and all healthcare domain, retail, all the like retail means Flipkart, Amazon, all those things, as I said, government, okay, manufacturing and life science, all those people are going to use this particular data analytics. Okay, so let's try to understand bank people how they are going to use. Bank people, they will try to use for understanding whom to give this particular loan. Let's say you are going to get a loan, so we are going to provide a personal loan for you. You are eligible for free approved credit card or something, they will tell you. So how they are going to understand that you are the correct person? Because they will understand that, okay, you are maintaining some amount in your account and you are working. So all this data, they are going to get it from some third party, somehow they will get it. So with the help of the data, they are going to call you. They know that you are the a trusty person, so they will call you. In the same way, healthcare means, so they are going to, every time they are going to understand, okay, new infections, new virus, whatever comes, so they need to identify the vaccines for that and for the existing things. Okay, so they will try to identify the more efficient vaccines. Okay, maybe let's say this particular uh, vaccine will cure this particular disease for 90%. Okay, so but they will try to make it as 100%. For that, they are going to do a lot of research. Whatever research data you have, that data they are going to analyze. Okay, so when we have added this much, okay, what is the performance? When we added this much, what is the performance? They are going to analyze all those things. Retail means what is our sales, which product is like selling highest, which product is not able to sell, okay, why we are not able to sell, all those things. Government people, what they will try to understand, so how many people are making the tax, okay, how many people are not making the, not paying the tax, so if they collect the tax, how much they can get the profit. So if you look at the like farmers, they will just give some crop loan and all those things, right? So all these things, maybe whenever some disasters comes, they will try to help to the farmers. So government is going to analyze all this budget, how much budget they need to allocate to each area. So how they are going to analyze, again they are going to understand the problems that we have in last 5 or 10 years, they will try to do. Manufacturing also, so based on the retail, so see, manufacturing retail will be related, friends, basically retail. So if the sales are more, manufacturing will be increased. If the sales, let's say car, in lockdown many people purchased bikes. What is the reason? Because there is no transport, many people purchase bikes, so ultimately manufacturing will increase. Understood? Clear, friends? Just move on. So early framework in big data, you see, as an early framework for analytics, it led platform to solve each aspect in isolation. What each aspect? So I will tell you. Organizations ended up with separate teams to independently handle. Example, you see, to apply big data analytics, you have a separate team. Okay, next, to do machine learning, we have a separate team. For real-time analytics, we have a separate team. Okay, so let's say big data, we have a data engineers, machine learning, we have a data scientist, real-time data analytics, we have a data analytics, data analyst, okay, something like that. Now, but we have these three people are usually work in isolation. Okay, all these people will work independently. There is no single platform to work all these people. Okay, there is no single platform to work all these people. Okay, now do we have a solution for this? Yes, the solution is we have Azure Databricks. Okay, so new analytics service called Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks is fast, easy, scalable, collaborative Apache Spark based analytical service on Azure. So don't worry, we will discuss in detail. It's a fast because Spark cluster. Spark is nothing but it is very fast, and it will be very easy to launch it. It will be easy to execute our code. Scalable. So if you need on the fly, I have launched 3-node cluster. 3-node, I have a 3-node means, try to understand 3 computers you will have. Okay, it's a distributed computing framework. What is this distribution? All those things we'll discuss. But scalable. Scalable means if 3 computers are not enough, you can increase to 5 computers. Okay. Collaborative Apache Spark. Collaborative means all these people, data engineers, data scientists, data analytics, all these people can work in a single place. Okay, all these people can able to work in a single place in a notebooks. All these 3 people at a time can open same notebook, they can write the code. Okay, it's a collaborative Apache Spark based analytical service. So whatever you do, all these things are going to be executed on a Spark cluster. Okay, that's why all the code that you are going to write, that code is related to the Spark. Okay, yeah, I will talk about that. Okay, seamlessly integrated with other Azure services in an interactive workspace. So if you look at on-premise services, whenever you are implementing any solution, whenever you are writing Spark code, if you want to execute, we need to install some tools like PyCharm to write a Python code, like Eclipse, or you have other tools to write your maybe yeah, so Eclipse and other tools I'm going to use for writing my Scala and Java code, isn't it? So these are the other tools which I need to integrate. But now Databricks, you don't need to have all those things. We have Azure Databricks notebooks. Those notebooks will allow you to write the code directly. You don't need to use any other tools. Next, reduce the cost and the complexity with a managed platform that auto scales up and down. So as I mentioned earlier, so automatically we can increase the computers and decrease the computers as per our need. So example, we have a Azure Databricks. So machine learning, that is nothing but data science people, big data analytics people, the real-time analytics, all these things you can do it in a Azure Databricks. You can implement your machine learning models You can analyze your data analytics. You can also process your real-time data processing. So all these three people, like data scientists, data engineers, business users, all these people are going to use single platform called Azure Databricks. Okay, next, Azure Databricks. It is making process of data analytics very easy. Okay, next is see, it will make data analytics more productive, and it is enterprise grade security, because you no need to worry about security. We have a Azure Active Directory. It's a single, if you want to turn on multi-factor authentication, that those and all you can able to enable. So you have an enterprise grade security. Finally, you have a elastic scalability. Elastic scalability means increasing the computers, decreasing the computers. So as per the need, you can able to have a analytics more productively with secure and scalable. You can able to do with you can able to do analytics with more productive, secure and scalable. It is compatible with the tools and services we know and trust. Example, so you can able to connect to the Azure Active Directory for the security. You can create the reports by using Power BI. From Power BI directly, you can connect to the Databricks. You can connect to the Azure storages like blob storage. You can connect to the data warehouses or databases. Okay, data lake storage Gen 1, Gen 2, Cosmos DB, AWS S3. So as part of training, we are going to see how to connect to the data lake storage Gen 1, Gen 2, blob storage, SQL database, SQL data warehouse, Cosmos DB, AWS S3. So all these things we are going to see. Okay, so these are the things that I have planned for today. Any questions, friends, before I close the call? Yeah, so one of the question I have received is any difference between Databricks and Azure Databricks. See, I will explain you, but I just give you some idea. Databricks is nothing but ultimately we need to take some infrastructure, maybe computer storage we need. Okay, this computer storage, if you are going with the Databricks, that is nothing but Databricks team is going to provide the computer storage. If you are going with the Azure Databricks, Azure is going to give these computers and storage. If you go with AWS Databricks, see, basically Databricks team is also integrated with the AWS. When you say Databricks, it's a AWS. When you say Azure Databricks, Databricks with Azure. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, Databricks means you are going to get the computer storage of Databricks team. Databricks team is going to work with the AWS teams, right? So that's why all the computers, all the virtual machines, all the storages, you are going to get it from the AWS if you select a Databricks. If you select Azure Databricks, all the computer storages, you are going to get it from the Microsoft Azure. But ultimately, whatever code you execute here in Databricks, whatever code you execute in Azure Databricks will give the same result. Same result it will give. Okay, I will show you. Even when you create a Databricks community edition, so community edition, it will interact with the AWS S3 storage, and it will launch the EC2 instances, Elastic Compute Cloud. But if you go to Azure Databricks, when you launch a cluster, computers will be launched in a Azure Databricks in Microsoft Azure portal. Computers will be created, like virtual machines will be created, and storages also will be created within the Azure portal. All those things we can able to see practically everything. Okay, so once I explain the architecture, Azure Databricks architecture, you will come to know what all things are going to create in backend, whether we can able to see all those backend systems or not. All those things will come to know. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Srinath,
Question. So, why we
yeah.
have need of having the data engineers, data scientists, and the end users to work together and collaborate together?
Yes.
Saying that that is one of the cases where Databricks is being used.
Yes, that is one of the main use case for selecting the Azure Databricks. As a architect, you need to focus on that particular point. See, let's say in all my projects, wherever we select Azure Databricks, we have a data science team, we have a data engineers. Okay, so we are going to create all the data sets. So once we create a data set, data science team is going to consume this data to create their models. Okay, let me stop the recording so that we can discuss some other things.